it's Sandy Parker. Welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today what we're going to be doing is making a set of note cards, and each one's going to be a little bit different than the other, but they're going to be hopefully a pretty quick project to do. I did one already. This one is I stamped it with Versamark, and then I did black embossing powder that was fine detail, and then I heated it, obviously, and then I used my watercolor pencils, and this is just pink cardstock. As I said, I don't usually use watercolor paper, but I have no problem if you decide that's the route you want to go every time. I use it when it's important, but most of the time I don't. Put a little ribbon on the bottom. I used a hole punch I have that does these little wee slits, and I make the slits a little bit bigger to fit the ribbon, and so that's the very first one. So that one is done. I have a couple more that I'm watercoloring, so I figured you didn't really need to see me watercolor a bunch. Then the next thing I'm going to be doing is a card that's going to involve using this Creative Memories cutting system that I explained. Well, I think that video got trashed, or maybe it didn't. Rich is a little bit behind on getting all my videos up, but I had problems with being out of frame, and I absolutely hate that, so I had to trash at least 2 of them. What I'm going to do is we're going to use this as our card base, but we're going to cut a circle out of this card and then put either a butterfly or this little flower into it. So all you do is you put the little red device into that, hold it down. You need to have 2 hands to do this. If you're one of the people that asked me about whether you can do it with one hand or not, I would say this one is a not. You'd have to have both hands to do this one. And sometimes I don't cut all the way through when I do it, and I have to do it again. But see, this time when I did it, I have a couple little pieces that just need some cleanup. But overall, it did pretty well. I bought myself a Vagabond. Well, Rich bought me a Vagabond for Christmas. I haven't gotten it out of the box because I know what's going to happen. As soon as I get it out of the box, I'm going to be obsessed with it and not be able to do anything else. So what I'm trying to do is not do that until I'm really ready to do it. I'm going to throw out that little piece. Then what I'm going to do, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this tool in a second. Well, I'm going to talk more about it now. I absolutely love this tool. This Tupelo Designs, LLC, I guess it goes this way, is a company that makes these blocks. Right now, they're also a store. Right now, if you buy anything from their store, they're going to give you free shipping for the month of January. And for the month of January, they're going to give you one of those tools for free. I don't normally get really thrilled about too many tools, but when it comes to distressing, and I am going to do a tutorial on distressing tools because I have trouble with distressing tools. Some of them the distressing on them is too intense. Sometimes it just doesn't do enough. Anyway, I'm going to do a tutorial on distressing tools, but this one in particular, I love it, and I'll tell you why. It's the way I can hold it in my hand, and the kind of distressing that I get from it is not too faint and not too heavy. And I really, really, really like the way I hold it in my hand. I can't stress that enough. My girlfriend Linda was saying something about making an order, and she said, well, if I make an order, I'll give you the tool. And I said, no, you need to take the tool and play with it. It's the greatest tool. I love this thing. I am not getting paid anything from them. Believe me, this is, not a tutorial where I'm going to, oh boy, I'm going to really make out on this one. This is strictly about my love of this and the way, see how it fits in my hand? Honestly, you guys, this is the greatest when it comes to something that really works for me, this is it. I love it, and I want to make sure you guys, if you get the chance, it's free. I mean, all you have to do is make any order, and they sell everything from distress inks to stencils to papers to you name it, they sell it. So it's not like you're going to go on there and go, oh crap, I can't find anything to buy with free shipping and this free tool. You'll find something because they have everything on their site. So and again, I'm not trying to push their site, but I really think you guys need to get one of these. You know how excited I get about things that really, really work for me, and this is one of them. This works really, really well, and I love it. So that's my excitement for the day. I decided that I would do this on a white paper, but I'm going to distress it as well because I thought the white was just too stark with this pink. So I'm just going to distress around the edges of this. And you really won't be able to see much of it anyway because I'm going to have paper covering most of it. But I just thought that white was just too crazy, crazy white. As crazy as white can be. I don't know. Can white be crazy? Well, I know I can be crazy, but can white? I don't know. We'll think about that for a second. And the other thing I wanted to tell you is I did a bunch of videos that one of them I did was on my crazy obsession for watercolor pencils, and so I'm going to use watercolor pencils today, and it's too bad it's in a different order so that you couldn't see how absolutely nuts I went about watercolor pencils in this video, because I have quite a few, and not in a quite a few like, oh, she has a few. No, I have quite a few like in, what is she thinking, too many. Now I'm going to just add this on. I can't decide if I'm not going to, I was thinking about popping it up, but I don't think I'm going to because my middle piece is going to be popped up, so that'll be enough. That'll be enough popping up for one day, I think. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm attached. What else is new? Sandy's attached to her project. Call in the National Guard. We've got a problem. What else is new? Attached to a project. Then, after I do this, I tried really, really hard when I was doing this. I tried to round the corners, but this is 110-pound cardstock, and I tried to round the top corners, and I couldn't do it. It was just more than I could manage. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to imagine that I actually rounded those corners. It'll be an imaginary corner rounding, and just, in your head, you're going to go, oh, isn't that pretty? She rounded all those corners. She's genius. She's so smart. Then do you think we should do that too? I think we should. Just a little bit more. Just maybe see if I can be a little bit precise. Not crazy precise, but just a little bit around the edges so that it has just a little bit of, I might as well just go all out, right? Go the whole way. So I can't decide. The butterfly seems too big for this space. I think we're going to go with this little flower. And this flower just was one of the things I had in my stash. I think it's from, oh, it's from Michaels, I know that, and it's a line. If I could think of the name of it, I would tell you, but I will put it in the comments because I'll figure it out. As soon as I'm done, I'll go, oh yeah, that's the name of it. And again, you're going to imagine that I rounded those two corners. When I get off, I'll get Rich to round those two corners. So that's our second one that's done. Put that one there, move this over, that out of the way, and I'll put number one right there, get rid of that. Okay, then our third one is going to be one. I've already done a little bit of the pre-work on it. What I did was I ran one of my punches across the bottom. Then, of course, I don't know if you can see that, it got too scary, like it was going to come off, so I decided I needed to back it. So I'm going to take this gold paper and I'm going to adhere it to the back so that we can be sure that it doesn't come off, and also so that we can be sure that I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to make it so that those little pieces don't do something crazy. I'm just going to put a little bit along the way and hope I hit the spots I need to. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off the pink that is overlapping the gold. Hopefully getting rid of some of the scary pieces of that other stuff. That part needs to go too. Then what we're going to do is I've cut some other pieces of some designer series paper that I bought. Remember this sale that Michael's had right around right before Christmas, where they were selling their stacks of their designer series paper, and they had really pretty papers. Well, this was one of the papers. This is one of the pages in it. And what I did was I just cut it in strips. And I thought, well, that'll be easy enough. I'll just make a card where I just put those strips somewhere on the card. And then I thought about doing this gold at the bottom and then running the strips above it. So that's what we're going to do. And then when I started to get excited about that, I started thinking about, geez, that while I'm doing that, I could lay down some ribbon in the middle of it, because you know me and ribbon. And I thought that would be a good idea. I'll put a little ribbon in there too. So this could go from a very simple project to, oh, geez, Sandy went crazy. I like this gold. I mean, this paper has so many pretty pieces. The different designs on the paper alone, it was just really such a great deal. And all the different I don't know, I just thought all the different components of it really made it cool. Okay, put the green there. It's a dilemma. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm going for it. That means I'm gonna have to whip out the wet glue. Oh boy, I'm so excited I can't stand myself. Although I am going to say I'm trying a new wet glue that, oops, that's completely crooked. I hope my head hasn't been in the shot 90% of the time. I'm trying this new wet glue that someone recommended. It's the Aleene's tacky glue, but it's clear tacky glue. So what the heck, give it a shot, right? And then I'm just going to put it on the back of my daisies. My daisies already have some kind of glue stick on them. That's swell. And then let's see if Aleene can get me through this project. Could be bad. I think I'm going to just put it dot after dot. Ooh, Aleene. There were not in the early 80s. There was this song from, I think it was Ireland. Come on, Eileen. It was a really catchy tune, and it was the only tune that these people did anything with. But every time I hear anything related to Elaine, Eileen, anything, I think of that song. And if I was a singer, I would sing it to you, but I am clearly not a singer. I think you've probably heard me at least try to fake something along the way. Not a singer. Really not crafty either. Oh Lord, I don't know what don't know what I'm really good at. Oh yeah, I do know what I'm good at. I already told you, I'm good at directions. That's my forte. Directions. Although Rich would not say that's the case. And I say his name all the time, and it just occurred to me today that maybe you don't know that Rich is my husband. We've been married since 1982, and we got married when we were 14 and 15. That's a lie. We got married after we graduated from college, and we were 22 and 23, and that is the story of. Oh, I'll tell you the story of us dating. I was in the accounting department. I'm going to jump around just for a second. The professor that ran the accounting department was a really sweet man, and I was his assistant. So any jobs that he needed done, I did for him. Like if he needed tests graded, just anything, I did it. That was my job. So he decided I was an accounting major, and so one of the things that he thought he needed was somebody who would who would be a tutor for the kids that were failing accounting. Now, my husband always corrects me and says he wasn't failing, he was getting, did you see that? I try to stab myself in the chest with that. He was getting a D. That's what he says. He wasn't failing, he was getting a D. So, anyway, this professor said to me, here's the list of the kids that are failing. Pick any ones you want, and you can tutor them. So I go down through the list, and I'm thinking, well, that guy's cute, this guy's cute, and so I chose, because I'm that kind of girl, I chose based on how cute were the guys in this group. And so I tutored my husband, and that's how I met him. Well, not really. I mean, that's how I got to know him, and that's card number 3. I think that one came out really cute. Anyway, so that's how I met him, and we started dating and never stopped. We were together my junior and senior years, and then we got married a year and a half later. So that's my story. And I still think he's the cutest guy that I've ever seen, and if I haven't seen him and he's been away for a couple days and he walks into the room, my heart skips a beat. So I think you can't ask for anything more than that from the man of your dreams, can you? Here is the next card we're going to do, and this card is going to be the one that is tailored after one I did a long time ago, which in terms of me was like a month ago, but it seems like forever ago. And we're going to do some more distressing on this one around the edges, because again, I don't like how stark the edges are. And this one, all we're going to do is we're going to take strips of papers that are matching and put 3 of them. 2 of them are going to be the same, and one of these things is not like the other, for those of you who are Sesame Street fans. And what we're going to do is we're going to take, I could be a lot more accurate at this, but I told you I wanted to do this quickly, and I didn't want you guys to have to wait a million years. So what I did was I put some sticky tape on the back, double-sided, no, foam tape is what this is. And on the centerpiece, I put 2 layers of it because I wanted it to have more dimensions, so that when you saw this, you could see that one of them was much, I don't have enough distressing on that side. Darn it, get on there. A little more there, a little more here. Well, I'm doing it, I might as well go after it, right? I don't know what I was thinking when I only did part of it. Losing my mind. Okay. Anyway, so back to this. What I wanted to do was make sure that my centerpiece was the one that stood out. So I put 2 layers. I'm doing this off camera, I think, because I can't pull this sticky tape off. It's very sticky. The foam, I've never had anything this sticky. This foam stuff it's horrible. And so I pull it off camera, so you don't have to see me fighting with it, because it is really a bear. And now I've got a big chunk of it attached to me, which I'm really happy about. I said to myself, let's see how much that I can be stuck with before I'm done. Oh my word, that stuff is sticky. Look how much of it's on my fingers, and I didn't do anything to do that. Ugh, gross. Then this layer is the center layer. I made it a 1/4 inch bigger. So these are 1/2 inch wide, and this is 1 3/4 inches wide.